Hey there, Michelle. How's it going today?
Good, Lindsay. Lindsay, I have a question for you.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Do you wear mostly sandals or sneakers during the summer?
Ooh, that's a great question. I definitely transition into sandals.
Yeah.
There's like a before and after point where at first I can't imagine wearing sandals because my feet are so white and my legs are so like not tan, right? And then I at some point I just put them on, then I never take them off. The
Yeah.
sandals. What about you? I know
Yeah.
you're a big Birkenstock fan.
Yes. I
Yeah.
actually haven't purchased my Birkenstocks yet for this year
What?
because now, honestly, they have so many like I have they're not plastic. I don't know what kind they are, but they're kind of in the shape of a Birkenstock and they're cheaper. And so
Oh,
I
imitations.
yes, I
Yes.
should. But I do love Birkenstocks. But
Yeah.
so, Lindsay, do your feet get hot in the summer?
I wouldn't say that's one of my biggest problems. I'd say I got a few other things that I tend to ruminate on. No, I don't really feel like my feet get hot in the summer. Michelle, do your feet get hot in the
Well,
summer?
I mean, I guess that's why I'm wearing the sandals. But yeah, so the only thing I don't like about that is then if I'm walking around a lot, then I feel like my feet get dirtier in the
Oh,
sandals.
oh my gosh.
Uh,
Yeah, I used to wear sandals in New York. I don't know how I
yes,
did that, but every time I came home, I would have to shower before getting into bed because I
yes.
could not, I just couldn't do it. I
Where
just
you I had the same
dirty.
thing in New York,
Yeah.
especially. It's like basically your feet are black, even though
Oh,
you're wearing shoes,
oh,
right?
so
Since
nasty.
they're
Yeah.
sandals. So I that's the only thing I don't like. I haven't I'm yeah, but other than that, I'm a sandal girl in the summer. But today we are not talking about our actual feet. We are talking about
Yep.
our cold feet episode that we did. This question was inspired by that episode. And guys, at the end, we'll let you know what that episode was so you can check it out. But Lindsay, could you read this listener question? This was from a review,
Yes.
a 5-star review.
Five-star review. We love your reviews, guys. Go and leave us a review. And I love it when new questions come out of episodes like this one, right?
Yes.
So the listener says,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I'm wondering on one of the episodes, you introduced the phrase cold feet. Is there a phrase called hot feet? Can you introduce more phrases about how to describe that? And they're saying, we are super exciting. Thank you so much. And I hope you can see my review and it's 5 stars.
Aw.
Amazing.
Thank you
Thank
for this
you.
review. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, absolutely. And guys, if you love our show as well, be sure to hit the follow button right now so that you don't miss a single episode of All Ears English. Right, Michelle?
Absolutely. So, let's get into it. I wanted to take this more in the direction of, yeah, just the opposite of cold feet. So, Lindsay,
Mm.
do we say hot feet?
Oh, we really don't, Michelle. We really don't, especially
No.
when we're talking about the concept of cold feet.
Right.
We don't say, the opposite. You're excited to do something, you're making the right decision. We don't say hot feet, right?
Right. The
Yeah,
only time I could think of it is maybe there's a joke,
right.
but it doesn't,
Maybe. Yeah.
if maybe somebody say, "Oh, are you getting cold feet before your wedding?" And you could say, "No, I
No,
actually have
they're
hot
hot.
feet."
Right,
Right?
right, right, right. They're
That's a
hot. Yeah,
joke.
you might say, but you need to be in that needs to be in context, right? You
Yeah.
wouldn't take that out and just say, "I have hot feet today." No, that
No.
would make no sense.
No, exactly. So, yeah, the idea of hot feet, the idea of it, if we're thinking about the opposite of cold feet, then hot feet
Yes.
would probably be this idea of being more unafraid or jumping into something, not having hesitations, right?
Yeah, you're all in other words, and that is our first phrase for today, Michelle.
Ah,
I know our listeners
yes.
want to expand their vocabulary here on this show, and this is the first way to do it. To be all in, Michelle, tell us about this one.
Yeah, you're not out. How would I describe this?
No
All
part of
of you is
you
in
is yeah,
something. It's
all
just a
part
way to say that you're enthusiastic about something. You're going to put everything you have into it. So,
yep.
just for example, I'm all in. Let's get this workout started. So, I'm going to put everything I have into this workout. I'm not going to be sitting
Mhm.
on the sidelines, right?
Yep, yep, and that coaches will often say that to you. You need to be all in, you need to be
Yeah.
100% present, right? Or in a
Mhm.
relationship. I'm all in on this relationship. I'm ready to be exclusive. Yeah, sometimes in the dating world, maybe people are dating other people or something, and then you have a conversation and you decide to go exclusive.
Yes.
Um, Or I guess they used to say go steady,
Go
right? They used to say
steady.
go steady. We don't really say that anymore, do we? Not
No,
really.
no, no. That's like very, it sounds like very
It
50s.
does. It does.
Yeah. But the next one is to go full force, right? So
Yes.
this one is more just to put everything you have into something. So how would
Mm.
that sound, Lindsay?
All right. So, for example, she's going full force into studying for the LSAT. I haven't seen her since she started. Yeah. And sometimes you have to do this. I can't imagine being in law school and having to take exams. Isn't
No.
LSAT law exams? I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's law. Yep.
Yeah.
That's definitely a lot. So, or you could say, I'm going full force into my new position. I want to really work hard. So you got a new job. You're going to put all your effort into that.
Love it. Okay, Michelle, we are back and we can also say to go for it, right? Tell us about this
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to hesitate. You're just going to jump in, right? Actually, that's another one to jump into something.
Yes.
But yeah, to go for it. So you could say, when I'm excited about something, I like to really go for it, put my all into it.
Yeah. It kind of makes me think of, let's see, my partner was telling me about when their friends went bungee jumping. And some people went like they went, I don't know
Oh
if you
my
can go head
gosh.
first when you bungee jump, but they went all in such a way, in a way of angling the body, in a sense of you don't really like, you're not scared at all. For me, I know
Uh,
I would be in the most safe position
yeah.
for that sort, or any diving. I would never go head first. Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Michelle?
No, no, no. I wouldn't do any of those things at all.
No, yeah, I probably wouldn't either, honestly, with the bungee
Not for
jumping.
me. Not
No,
for
no.
me.
Yeah.
But what's another example of go for it, Lindsay?
I'm just gonna go for it and ask my boss for a raise. So you're just, maybe you're feeling nervous, but you're gonna just go 100% and directly ask for the thing, right? A sense of
Right.
no fear. Yeah.
Yes, no fear. Yeah, that's a good way
Hmm.
to put it.
Yes.
Or this last one is to take the plunge. So this
Mm.
is, I'm taking the plunge. We are getting married.
Yeah, some people will say that when they refer to getting married, right? Getting hitched,
Yeah.
taking the plunge. I'm ready to take the plunge and switch up my career goals. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So
Yes.
yeah, I think that one is very special for like getting married. You're going to hear that a lot along with getting married, but you can use it
Hmm.
in other ways as well, I think.
Yes, I love that. I love that because it is, in a sense, a huge deal getting married. You're really giving the rest of your life over to one person, aren't you, Michelle? It's a big deal.
It's true. It is a huge deal. So gotta make a good decision.
Yeah.
What's your biggest piece of advice, Lindsay, for choosing a life partner?
Wow, make sure you travel with them first. It sounds
Ah,
like a cliche, but you could see how they handle different situations, especially international travel. Domestic travel, fine, it's pretty easy, right? But international travel, when you don't speak the language,
yeah,
when you don't know the currency, when you don't know anything, and how does
yeah,
that person deal with these things? And do you end up fighting or do you end up coming closer? That's
yeah.
what is your advice,
Yeah,
Michelle?
that's a very good practical piece of
Yes.
advice. I love that. Mine is more, I guess, just a more hippy dippy, but mine would just be marry your best friend. Is
Yeah.
it, if you're just keep on going out with that person as long as you're having fun. Like even if you're not sure about
Mhm.
that person in the beginning, if you have fun,
Mm.
okay, you don't need to know all the answers at first, right? You don't
I
need
love that.
to know right away if you're going to marry this person or just,
Yeah.
keep on going out, see, am I having fun? Just do little
Yeah.
check-ins, and if you
Yeah.
keep on having fun, you keep going for it, and then
Yes.
I would say it is true. If this person is your best friend, then
Yeah.
I really think you got a good thing.
Yeah, I think you're right, Michelle. I mean, feelings can develop over time. I
Yeah.
think due to all the rom-coms that we've been subjected to, which I love, by the way, I love rom-coms. I rewatch them
Yeah.
all the time. But we do have this like ridiculous idea that we're going to fall in love with
Love
someone as
at
soon
first
as we
sight.
see them. And I think
Yeah.
it's total fantasy. I
Yeah.
think love grows over time. There might be some attraction, but then the mind gets in the way. You're not sure. You're right.
Yeah.
Just keep seeing them. Don't
Yeah.
cut it off if you don't feel. People look for this chemistry, but what is chemistry? I don't even know what that is. That's so
And
vague.
sometimes the chemistry could be not a good sign, right? In the beginning,
Yes.
maybe you like the bad boy or you
Right.
like, right?
Totally.
There's something that just attracts you to that person. Maybe it's
Yes.
lust, right? Whatever it
Yes.
is, but it's sometimes, yeah, chemistry is good. I'm not saying all chemistry is bad, of course, but
Mhm.
sometimes that feeling in the beginning, it really kind of fizzles out and that person
Right.
might not be for you. So
Yeah,
interesting.
it's yeah, really good advice, Michelle. We're so wise
Thank
over here.
we're very wise. So but these are so useful for connection. I think all of these because people have this feeling of either having these cold feet, right?
Yep.
But
Mhm.
also there's this you want to be able to express when you're there for it. You're going for
Yes.
it. You feel
Yeah.
strongly about something and you're not hesitating.
Mhm. I totally agree. I love it. Let's do a role play and show our listeners how this all comes together. Are you ready?
Okay, Lindsay, you want to go to the mall with me?
Let's go to the mall,
All
Michelle. Let's do it.
right.
All
We
right,
are
here we go.
friends at the mall. Here we go.
I've been scared to get a tattoo, but I'm going to go for it.
Good for you. I can't wait to see it. Do you like this dress?
Yeah, I'm all in. It's gorgeous.
Thanks. Okay, I'm going to take the plunge. This is the one.
Agreed. So I decided to go full force into the gym. I extended my membership.
Oh, you will still love it. Good choice, Lindsay.
Yes, we're both going all in on our decisions here, Michelle.
Yes,
We're
we
going all in.
are. Especially
Yeah.
your tattoo, Lindsay.
Oh
This might
my
be your
gosh.
question for today. Would you ever
Yeah.
get a tattoo?
I have not found something that I want permanently etched into my body yet. If I ever found something like some message that mattered to me so deeply that it was worth, I think, etching into my body, then yes, I would. But until I find that message, no, it's a no.
Right.
I can't just, I wouldn't just get a tattoo to get a tattoo and think of what I want. I just would really want it to be really important to me. What is
Yeah.
on that's just my take. What about you, Michelle?
Yeah, I've thought about it. Sometimes it's fun to think about what would I get if I were to get one, and but I don't think I would actually do it.
It would be hard, and I think it probably hurts, right, to do it,
Oh
the
yeah,
needle probably hurts, so, yeah, but there are tattoo removal options too, so it's
that's
not like
true.
it's that big of a plunge, right? Yeah.
Not that big. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
always take it back, but it'll probably
Yes.
be expensive. Um,
Expensive. Yeah.
anyway, so all right, let's go through this. So you've been scared to get a tattoo, but then you said, "But I'm gonna go for it." So you were scared, and now you're saying, "I'm jumping in." Right? So I
Yes.
could say to you, you could say, I've had cold feet, or
Mhm.
I was feeling like I had cold feet, but I'm gonna go for it." Right?
You're
So
gonna
it's
go
kind of the
for it.
opposite.
Exactly, and then you asked me, "Do you like this dress?" And I said, "I'm all in," meaning I'm all in on that dress. If we extended
Yes.
this for our listeners, it's important for them to know, we
Yeah.
would use on. I'm all in on X, right?
Right. Yep. And
Yes.
then I said, okay, I'm going to take the plunge. This is the one. So what am I going to do, Lindsay?
You are gonna buy that
I'm
dress,
going to
Michelle.
buy that dress.
Yes, love it, love it. And then I said agreed, right? You said this is the one, and I said agreed.
Uh-huh.
So, and then I changed the subject, right? So, the very
Uh-huh.
common to move between subjects quickly. I
Uh-huh.
said, so I decided to go full force into the gym. Now, is that physically meaning I'm like busting through the doors, Michelle, into the gym?
No, right. So you're extending your membership. Maybe you did a trial.
Yeah.
And now you're saying, okay, I'm going to commit to it.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes. I love it. Go full
Yeah.
force, into the gym. You're gonna commit to your membership and working out. Love
Gonna
it.
run straight
Yes.
into the gym. Yeah.
All right. And there
Um,
was another episode, Michelle. What was that other
yes.
episode where we talked about cold feet that our listeners should go back
Right.
to?
Yeah,
Mhm.
guys, so that was episode 2417. So a bit ago, it
Mhm.
was Are Your Feet Cold? How to Talk About Nerves in English. So definitely, if you haven't listened to that one yet, this would be a really good one to listen to. These kind of match.
Yeah, and I think this is really just for a takeaway for our listeners. This is a connection skill because this is one of those episodes, Michelle, that I love when we do this. It tells you so much more about the person, what they
Yeah.
say, where are they going full force? What do they
Yeah.
really care
Right.
about? What are they taking the plunge on? Because that shows not just they're doing something, but maybe
Exactly.
they've been hesitant about doing it before, which tells you a lot
Yes.
about them, right?
Right, right. You can really connect with someone over this kind of a topic. It shows, what's been going on in your life, what your feelings are, and how you handle these challenges.
Guys, don't forget to hit the follow button right here on All Ears English if you love our show. And Michelle, I'll see you back here very soon. All
All
right.
right. Bye, Lindsay. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Take care. Bye.